run the best of the best, the i9s right now. Is there a new number coming out? Intel processor, i9 still the best? It's been a couple of months since I bought the last machine. Wonder what the new number will be. Um, what do you guys think? i10? i11? Hmm. Maybe they'll go away from the i altogether. No. Okay, I got David Wyse here knocking on the door, so appreciate you guys joining me. Hopefully, we can make some money, have some fun. Got quite a few things to have some fun with here. So, I think try to keep a similar screen and be able to share most of these things and get started quicker on getting the accounts going and having the strategies here with the gold. I'm gonna move that down right now. Get that rolling so we can see what gold's doing because we used to have a gold, obviously, a couple different strategies, but gold wasn't moving for a while, but it's flying now, so it's worth trading again. CL the same way. We have a strategy or two for CL, but no, not enough movement to make money right now. So that's where we're at, trying to figure out where the best pond is to go fishing. That's the goal. Which one we going fishing in? Where can we make the most money? So appreciate you joining me today. We'll pick back up tomorrow. Looking forward to everybody joining and participating. I want to hear in the chat what you're up to and what you're where you're making any money. Like that's the first thing I want to know. Then the second thing, like what are you up to? Where are you having fun at? What you up? What you doing? So we'll pick up tomorrow. Everybody have a great day. All right. Good luck trading. Bye now.
EST coming back down still, now down to below the 15. Hey, good morning, Saw. How are you out there? You liking Roblex so far? Yeah, it's been very strong today. Roblex very strong today. Saw a very, very nice look on that one. Talked about that a couple times this morning. The daily chart's very strong in Roblex. What I would point out is that it has a high volume resistance level at 141.28, right there. WDC, beautiful D1, would need a pullback closer to the 8 to enter, Saw. WDC. Yeah, it's extended. It's extended from the 8. It's little over 2 ATRs from the 8. That's too extended for me. You're in a void between these two high volume resistance levels here. Resistance up here, support down here, but you're extended from the 8. So you can intraday trade those kind of stocks off the 5-minute chart, but you really can't hold them overnight when they're extended like that. Again, we took some VST earlier here. It's pulled back, starting to bounce up again. We took some VST. This is going to be a day trade, or I'm planning on making it a day trade. We get into the calls, the September 19th calls, this weekly 210s for 880. 880. Right now they're going for 893. So just up just a bit on those things right now. I got a sell order at $10.82 higher. I'm looking for a bounce, and we'll see if we get it or not. Again, we took profits on the UNH put credit spreads we had from last week. I had a bunch of them on UNH put credit spreads. Took some decent profits on those, closed them out, and I also took profits on WBD, which was an unusual option activity play from last week, and GPRO, which was another unusual option activity play from last week. Both of those had about 100% profit. Welcome to the YouTube folks that are watching. Again, we try to do this each day now at 11:30, and you can see my room over here. You come on there, you get to see exactly what goes on with the room over here. This is our SPY super system right here, telling us if the institutions are in the trades or if they're not. Right now, you see VST is going yellow, so we got to wait for this momentum to pick up. We're in this already, so we're just going to hold it for right now, and see where that goes. But again, current time frame momentum, multi-time frame momentum, long-term trend. This is the VWAP. This is a key level for intraday trades. Volume weighted average price. All the institutions use that. Very critical. And then the 15 EMA, which is another level that you can use for support or resistance if the price gets away from the VWAP. Right? And this is how we know if institutions are in the trade or not. These pop out of the box symbols. These are pop signals that tell us when a stock is breaking out of compression to the upside, to the pink, to the downside with the blue. And this is this VOLD here. This is the market internals. This is the internals of all the market, all the New York Stock Exchange stocks, whether they're trending up, trending down, for long or shorts. Right now they're trending up. So SPY has been fairly strong. It's been fairly compressed today. We gapped up this morning, and then we're just compressing right along the VWAP. Moved up here. There's a new all-time high, 661.04, right back down to the VWAP, and then bouncing. But again, the momentum on the SPY is not great right now. Neither is it on the Qs. Even though the Qs are moving up, it's not giving us a warm fuzzy. Even though this is yellow, this momentum indicator is pretty high. It's up here almost to 80, which is high. And you'll see the SPY is not that. We'll see where it is down here at 33. So Q is stronger than the SPY right now. pretty flat market here right now. Again, nothing really. Notice the market internals are just chopping up and down, up and down. So no trend to follow here at the moment. AQA, how are you? Good morning, Heaven. Good morning. Michael, does Intel hold any interest here? Our darling today for semis? Well, you know, it's daily chart has been a little bit flat. I mean, if you Intel is this chart doesn't instill a lot of confidence. Um, you can see the big move down here last summer, and then the choppiness, um, up and down. Some big moves here in February, big move, and then a big move right back down again. I don't like this kind of chart action. This is very difficult to try to trade. Now it has kind of compressed now and got inside of this range, but you see what right there is 25.51 with more resistance here and more resistance here. Doesn't, to me, this doesn't strike me as a high probability trade right now. Intel. I think there's a lot better charts than that. There's a VST. Can I check if the VST trade is still valid? Is it already closed? No, we haven't closed it yet. It's pulled back. VST is pulled back. I still like it, and it's if you can probably get in for just about what we paid for it right now. VST is going for, let's see, 873. So you can get it in for it for a little bit less than what we paid for it. I still like it. Yeah, I do still like it. I'd like to see it get it back above this 15 right here, and I'd like to see this momentum switch. I think if I was you and you were trying to get into it, especially for a day trade, I'd wait for this thing to bounce above the 15 for this momentum to start to move up again. I don't think I would take it right down here. I would wait for a bounce into back into the upward trend again. Took a call debit spread on Meta, Shy. Okay. Yeah, it looks decent. I mean, it's got room to 775 from here, and it's up above the 8 and the 15. So, yeah, it's got some room. Meta right there. Daily chart on it looks pretty good. You can see it's been all over the place, but it does have room up to that 775 level. Kind of trying to break out here right now. Debit spread's a good way to go on that. Keep your risk down, at least to keep the amount of movement if you can give it a little bit of time. With the debit spread, if you take straight calls and it goes against you, can't really stick with it. I don't like the market right now. I don't like the market. I mean, for the intraday, I don't care for the market right here. It's very choppy, just kind of moving sideways, riding along the VWAP. This is very low probability stuff right now. Market just chopping around. And we're getting into a low probability trading environment right now. Qs are outperforming by quite a bit here right now. There's a new all-time high in the Qs right there. Notice the momentum on the Qs. The techs are much stronger than the S&P 500. The momentum on the S&P 500 is awful. The momentum on the Qs is good. That means tech stocks are outperforming here right now. Oops. Amazon just moving sideways. Apple as well. Nvidia moving up here. VST right now is starting to bounce a little bit. I may lower the sell price on that thing to take this day trade off because I'm just not enamored with the market right here. It's definitely showing some getting a little tired, at least for right now. I'm gonna change my sell order on VST to $10. $10. Again, I'm trying to day trade it, so I don't want to give it. If I can get to 10, I'm happy with that. I'll take it off. It's 962 right now. The QA, how can I tell if a stock has unusual option activity? In my trading platform, Tradier, it identifies. This didn't used to be. You used to have to go in and look to see how much volume there was relative to what it usually gets and how much open interest there is. But I get an indication now on my Tradier platform if a stock has unusual option activity. If I go to that option chain, it'll show me that. It's kind of a nice little addition. That unusual option activity has dropped off because it hasn't added. There's been no more contracts come through. They were at 235. There was 235. There's a 3,100 contracts at 235 that went off today, which is obviously $20 out of the money. But WBD had the same thing, and so did GoPro, which was way out into April on GoPro. I took that off already. So it could be a day trade opportunity in Google if it confirms above the VWAP. Yeah, Google's very strong. It's obviously extended from the 8 exponential moving average, but not overly extended, but quite a bit, about 1.5 ATRs. It's trying to bounce off the VWAP right here. I'd be very cautious right here with the market. The Qs look pretty good. Qs look really, really good. So tech stocks probably a lot better off than trying to do that than with anything else like the S&P. The S&P just looking pretty sluggish here right now. Right, just moving sideways here. Again, Q's the strongest of the indexes right now. New all-time high there. Still watching VST, getting very choppy here right now. Again, I lowered my sell price to $10 on it. It's trading at 9.22 right now. You never get filled, Jacob? I haven't taken PFE off, no. I've still got it in there for a sell order on it at 230. I don't know if I'm going to get to it or not. It's actually down today, so this is not doing what I expected it to do. If it doesn't bounce up here today, I'll probably just take a loss on it. Again, it was a very speculative type trade. Ram come up, PNW with some strength today. Said 204 resistance, by the resistance before that around 202. Let me see. PNW. Now, there is some resistance at 203.20, and then the 204.03. There's quite a few high volume candles right in this whole area, so it's hard to pinpoint which one is going to be the strongest. But I would say right now 204.03 is probably it. Even though some resistance at 203.20, I think 204.03. About 12 o'clock right now. Chewy putting in a strong candle today, coming off a deep low, putting in a bullish engulfing candle. Still bearish setup though on the daily chart. VST popping back down again to the VWAP now. Can surprise the market's become pretty unstable here, very choppy, except for the Qs. Qs showing some strength, but also starting to weaken again now. So just be careful. LRN is a decent short setup, by the way. LRN, stride. Not much option trading on it though. Very widespread. Basically, you have to take shares in that if you're gonna have to short shares to take that one. Harry points out Riot breaking out. Riot, again, crypto stock. Yeah, trying to break out this morning. Is Riot right here. Trying to break out right here. Getting right above there. That's coin right there. Also green now. And IBIT still red. There's Tesla with a big move today. Coming back down now. Just kind of compressing. Again, our VSTs pull back to the 8 VWAP right there. Coming right back down to the VWAP. Market internal starting to drift down just a little bit. And market just not really going anywhere. What is it? Want to go outside? Come on, let's go outside. Come on. She's not coming. Come on. sniff in the air. Sniff in the air. Ralphie. Okay, back here. This LRN is a pretty good short. I wish I had some decent options you could trade. You can trade stock on it. It's a decent short, but the options are just horrible. 140 puts on this thing, which are out of the money, 590 by 690. Those are for next week. They have unusual options on them, 1,188 contracts, but tough to take anything here with options on this one. This week's 145 puts, 420 by 740. Crazy. Harry, high risk, but SRRK Biotech has a huge PDUFA next week, maybe starting its ascent, downtrodden on the daily. SRRK. Let's look at SRRK. Yeah. Again, it's PDUFA. Depending on the FDA to come up with something that's going to move it. It is moving up. It's got an awful lot of resistance here at the 100-day, and at the 50-day, at the 200-day, and then it's right up here. It's quite a bit of resistance, and here that's a, you know, that's obviously you're trading off of the PDUFA that's coming up. No question about it, because the chart's not really tradable. shorted some shares at our LRN. Can't take options, but I shorted shares in LRN. I shorted them at 140.11. So I get in at 140.11. I shorted it. It's 139.82 right now. Again, I'm not sure how far down this is going to go, but it's very, very weak today. The next support level on this is the 200-day moving average, which is 135.11. 135.11. So I'll get out before it gets that far down. Again, I shorted it at 140.11, and it's dropped down about 50 cents since then. Almost $1 down now on the LRN. Pretty nice short setup here. This thing is getting clobbered here today. Pretty good volume in it too. Well above normal. Again, selling off here pretty hard. LRN. Down to 139.20. Get already down to get past 139.11 here earlier. Right here in this candle. That's a dollar profit on that right now. You have to do shares though. Okay, I closed it at 139.11 when it closed at 139.11. I had that sell order in there. So I'm out of LRN short. Again, I get in at 142.11. I get out 139.11. I had a Sell order in $1 below it. It's 139.43, still about 80 cents profit right now in it. It may continue down. It's got room all the way down to the 200-day moving average, which is at 135.11. It's about $4 lower. Waiting to see if we can get some kind of a pop in VST. Again, right now it's about 12.19. Gonna go to lunch a little after 12:30 today. See if we get anything going over in YouTube. Oops, got it. All right, got a few questions over here. Yeah, you wouldn't swing the Google. Yeah, I don't. It's too extended. Would HPE be a good candidate for a swing trade, Jacqueline? Hewlett Packard, they had good earnings last week. It's okay. It's you know, I personally on anything like this, I'd be looking for a pullback. You know, see how it's extended from the 8 here on HPE. How far is it extended right now? Yeah, about 1.3 ATRs. I'd be waiting for a pullback on it. I wouldn't jump into it here. So I look considering some October, November calls on BSAT. Yeah, I agree with you. Again, I've got them for this week. I'd like to roll them out to at least October. It has earnings on November 5th, but I'd like to take this thing off. If I can get it up close to break even, I'll do that, and I'll roll them out probably 3 weeks out into the first part of October. I like the setup. The setup is beautiful on VSAT. Again, we're in that trade right now. We're in VSAT or in VST. I guess we got the V stocks today. We need this the VSAT to move up to around 218. Well, probably not that much now. I got the sell order set at 10, so it doesn't need to go that much. Did I take off PFE, or is it just not listed, Ryan? I haven't taken it off. It isn't doing what I'm thinking, what I wanted it to do. I'll wait to see what it looks like at the end of the day, because this was a spec trade on what I thought was an overreaction, but it's still moving down today, so I'm probably gonna have to take those off. Amazon. How is Oracle and Apple shaping up today? Well, Apple's been doing pretty well. The tech stocks are doing pretty good. Oracle, you know, I don't know what to say about Oracle. Get really extended on that run up. Let's look at it here. All right, TC 2000. See how it's got really it's like a 40% gain off of earnings. Now it's kind of just chopping back. So I can't trade that one. Apple looks pretty good here. Now it does have some resistance right here at 237.49. So that's good, and it went right through it and popped back down again. But this would be on your watch list. You see this PBO, nice little PBO moving back up again. I think Apple it could become a long, but I wouldn't take it yet. If we look on Oracle on the daily chart here, we take a look at what the SPY Super System is telling us about it. It's telling us we get current daily is bullish, but the multi-time frame daily is not bullish anymore. It switched us to a slightly bearish. So I can't swing that. I wouldn't do it anyway. Apple is looking good on the multi-time frame. The current time frame is trying to come around, but it hasn't come around yet. That's why I said you've got to wait for this to break through the level that it hit this morning, that horizontal resistance line. Any comments on Target? Target the stock? Or target of where it's going? Talking about TGT, Amazon? Target is a good short, by the way. Target's a good short. Again, I had LRN as a short right here. Took it off for $1 a share. I had to use shares. The options are not tradable. And Target looks like a decent short setup as well, but it's trying to bounce right now. SPY trying to bounce as well. If I look at the market internals, they've been kind of chopping around. This is still showing the volume moving up, but that's likely to come down because the T2104 is starting to show some weakness. Correct the stock. Yeah, Target's a good short stock. Here's the daily chart on Target right here. Very setup, very short. Everything's moving down. It's a little extended from the VWAP, from the 8 exponential moving average. Not a lot though, right there. Target extended by about 1.5 ATRs, which isn't too bad. VST just riding along the VWAP. And SPY moving sideways. Very, very low probability trading environment right now. Very low probability. Best to keep it powder dry right now. Shy. Get shaken out of that meta. Well, you know, it's got that 775 level it went right to, almost to this morning. That had resistance and it went very, very close to it. You have to remember on Mondays, debit spreads are tricky because you've got so much time still left on the short option that you gotta give them time, but it's hard to grab anything more than about a 15%, maybe 18-20% profit max on those things on a Monday. SRK should be considering rebranding themselves as SRK. MSC is famous Bollywood star. Lots of people will buy it. It's pretty funny, Ram Kumar. Google, day trade feedback is I have pretty good habit to take profits too early. Can you talk through day trade exit strategies? Oh boy, that's really hard. That's really hard, Suzanne, on Google. Day trade exit strategies are really hard. All right, if you're day trading a stock, your entry becomes critical. You got to get in very, very close to support or resistance. So if you're going long, you want to get in very close to support. If I can bring up this short chart here, I'll do that. Google. All right, so here's Google. So see if you're trading this thing, obviously you can't take it on this down. You're going to trade it long. So you wait for it to come back up, and it breaks through the VWAP right here. So you could have taken it long right here, but see what happened? It fell right back down again. Now it's breaking back out again and coming back to it. This is, to me, this is way too choppy for day trading. You don't really have a good trend. And that's because the market trend is not there right now. As I said, it's low probability, so you don't really want to be in this. If you're in a trade long and it starts to move up, if you get in here and it catches it, as soon as you lose momentum on a day like this, you got to get out. You have to take your profits very, very quickly. So sometimes you're leaving money on the table, but this is not a good day to be trying to stay in a trade for a long time. Hey, William, you followed me in LRN. Yeah, that was a beautiful, quick trade for me. Very quick trade, but still looks good short. Bounced up just a bit. See, if I was on Google, on my TC2000 on Google, it's really easy to see that it's just compressing here. It's not really going. It had a nice move up. This was a beautiful early trade. But now there's just nothing, no pace to it at all right now. And here's your market internals going up, going down, going up. I just not great. Since I like VSAT, do you think buying VSAT now for October 17th would be okay? Yeah, I do. I do. I think it would be a decent one. Um, October 17th is fine. What strike price? Well, you just want to look at your option chain and try to find something with a 65 to 70 delta. Let me look at it. I want to get used to doing that. Looking at your chain. To look at your option chain and see what the you don't want to look at what the prices look like. But on VSAT, if you're going out to October 17th, which is it's a month, it only has monthlies. So October 17th, it's trading at 32.63. So your $30 calls, 450 by 470, and that's a 68 delta, and the $29 calls have a 72 delta. But the $30 calls have 34 contracts gone off with 207 open interest, and the 29 calls only have 2 contracts gone off with a 70 open interest. So I would choose the 30 calls for October 17th. $30 calls. You're going to pay, to get about 250 of intrinsic value, you're going to pay about 450 for them. But you got a month. We even took profits in LRN. Back in off the 8 EMA, hit touch yet. It did touch the 8. It's starting to roll back down again. Again, I've taken profits in already, so I'm probably done with it for right now. It's got room down to the 200. And this is SPY. Very, very choppy. The market's become very choppy. Even the Qs. I don't really have a lot of momentum right now. VST getting impacted by this crappy market right now. You're welcome, Suzanne. No problem. Anytime talking about exits is really hard because, if you've got a nice trending day or a nice trending stock, you can stay in it if you get a little bit of a pullback. But if you've got a choppy day or a choppy stock, as soon as the momentum ceases, you got to take it off. Otherwise, you've got too much risk of giving back all your profits. And this is not a good trending day. This is a choppy market right now. Alright, so I took some more VSAT. I took the ones we were just talking about, the October 17th VSAT $30 calls. The one I was just talking to Suzanne about, I just took some of those at 460. VSAT $30 calls, October 17th. Okay, I'll put them right on here. This is a separate order. But again, you're gonna have two positions in the same stock. So if you don't want to do that, just be careful. I'm adding to it right here, and then I'll see what I do with the original one, and see how it moves the next day or so. VSAT. So I'm buying the October 17th, $30 calls, and I paid $460 for them. Okay, VSAT. I'm getting an alert on it. So I got two VSAT positions on now. I've got the this week's. This only has monthly, September 19th. I took the same calls that I already have on, looking for these to try to get back up to break even if possible. Then I just went out to October 17th on some other ones. The setup is nice. I mean, the setup on the VSAT is a very nice setup, technically. I mean, you got a big bull flag here. See the big volume, big bull flag. Moves sideways, waiting for the 8 to catch up with it. Runs up again. Now it's compressing again, looking for another additional leg up here. So that's we'll see how soon we get it for this week's. But again, I'm in VSAT now in two different trades. And so I'm in VSAT now with two different trades, one for this week, one for October. SPY just moving around. They're still in this VST, but I'd like to get this thing to pop up today so we can take it off. I don't really want to carry a lot. Remember, we got the Fed on Wednesday, so we have to be aware that we don't want to have too much stuff on come Wednesday at 2 o'clock. We've got a few trades on here right now. I'd like to take this VST off. Halo, I don't think Halo will be impacted by the Fed at all. VSAT could be some, but the technology stock they're very capital intensive, so interest rates do have an impact on them. And GNRC also just an industrial stock, so I like the GNRC setup as well. All right, so VST pulling, just not doing me any favors here. Had a beautiful run up this morning, as did the market. Right now, the market not doing too much of anything, just chopping around. About 12:40 here, so I'm going to stop and get some lunch. Let me go ahead and just check the YouTube feed, see if you have any more questions over there. All right. So yeah, I just took some VSAT October calls, as I think you probably heard me say. Do I trade IWM? I do trade IWM, Amazon, yeah. But you know, I trade it when IWM doesn't move as fast as the Qs or the SPY. It hasn't put in a new all-time high. It's not as volatile, but some days it's outperforming the SPY or the Qs. Today is not one of those days. So if it's outperforming the SPYs or the Qs, sometimes I'll take that as a SPY super system trade. Yep. Are you trading and not worrying about what happened when the Fed on Wednesday? Yeah, I'm not worrying about it right now. I'm aware of it. I'm aware of it, and I'm trading what I feel are the most high probability stocks. I'm not going to have huge positions on come Wednesday at 2 o'clock. I'll tell you that. I'm comfortable with my VSAT, with my GNRC, with my Halo. So I'm comfortable. I've only got three stocks in VST, which I'm going to try to take off before the Fed. So that's how I feel about that. It always makes you happy to be in a position to see one of the pros enter the same position. Confidence booster. Yeah, if it works. If it works. You know, we're all wrong too sometimes, so remember that. Again, I mean, I look for high probability trade setups. I'm very proud of the methodology I use and my win rate. I mean, 85, 90% win rates. Very hard to maintain. But the market's market. The market can be tough, and you have to be able to weather a lot of uncertainty, a lot of chopping around, and you got to know when those days are like today. Today is a low probability trading environment. Normally I wouldn't take VSAT today, but I really like the setup on it on the 5-minute chart today, and I want to get some more position on in case I may have to take this week's off for loss. So that's why I took some more VSAT. But if I look at the daily chart on VSAT, this is really nice. I mean, it really is. We talked about this big bull flag, moves sideways, moves up, moves sideways. I'd like to see this candle turn blue on TC2000, telling me that I get a compression break. But this all in all, this is a nice setup right here. VST is also a good setup, by the way. You can see as long as it stays above 212.88, we're okay. All right, so I'm going to get some lunch. I'll have to shut down the YouTube feed. Thanks, everybody. We had a lot of folks in YouTube today. Again, if you go to rightlinetrading.com, you can see you can get access to my room and my alert service. And you also can buy this by Super System software, which is outstanding software, by the way. This is what tells me whether institutions are in the trade or not, whether I should get into the trade. It gets me out of trades sometimes that I might have been going to take. So yeah, I like it. I like it. I think this thing makes a big difference And I think it's something anybody who's wants to be a serious trader should have. Here's VSAT. See this current time frame momentum, multi-time frame momentum, both bullish. Green and blue is bullish. The trend is bullish. It's a beautiful setup on VSAT. Really is. I find VST is probably pretty good too. Yeah, VST again. I don't want to swing it because you see this yellow right here went from blue to yellow, but the momentum's still pretty good. But I'd rather be out of this because it's extended from the 8 too much. Too much extension from the 8 exponential moving average. It's extended by well, over 1.5 ATRs, so that's quite a bit. It was more than that earlier today. All right, coming down again now. All right, I'm going to grab some lunch. Ryan, lots of uncertainty when you go long. Yeah, I saw that those people buying puts. Listen, there's a lot of uncertainty going short. Would you want to be short right now? I wouldn't. Yeah, the Fed. We don't know what the Fed reaction is going to be. Some people think that it's going to be, we're going to get a 25 basis point cut. Market's going to drop hard after that because it's been rallying on the anticipation of it. I don't have any idea. I don't try to predict. I don't trade off of predictions. Is the market bullish right now? The market's bullish right now. So I gotta lean to the bullish side. That's all I can do. People have been urging caution and have been pushing this short bias since April. And at some point in time it's going to work. But how many trades do you want to take and get burned on until it actually happens? So I just wait to see what happens. I'll be cautious of the Fed when it comes out, and I'll be cautious of the Fed announcement and what Powell says at 2:30. I'm probably I'm going to have not too much risk on except what I got right now. But I'm not ready to go short the market based on I think that there's something that this is going to be a sell-off. I just if it is, I can sell some stuff. But if I think it's going to be volatile, I can take some strangles or something depending upon what the cost of the premiums are. Okay, that's my comment on it, Ryan. Again, I don't predict. I don't try to predict. I try to trade what I see, what the market's telling me. I think predictions can get you into a lot of trouble. Brian, I go through this all the time. I don't predict. Everybody thought the market should have been going down since April, and they positioned themselves that way. Some of the people that have professional traders have been advocating for it, and I think it's gotten a lot of traders into trouble. And I haven't, I don't advocate for what I think is going to happen. I advocate for what's happening. It's simple as that. If you can try to anticipate, if you catch it, good luck to you. All right. But the thing is, if you were under that mentality since April, you've probably got burned about 4 or 5 times already trying to do that. So yeah, eventually you're going to be right. But I don't do any predictions. All right, I'm going to get some lunch. I'll close down YouTube. Well, thanks very much for being here. I'll be here again tomorrow about 11:30. Look forward to seeing some folks in the room. All right, have a great one.